Pizza can just tell you that one thing and you lacking.
That's another answer.
So why you are desiring one thing? If they are telling you this one thing you lack, go and sell everything and give it to the poor.
My name is Segun Jones. I'm pastor GCCC Ilupeju branch. I also lead the management hub team for Lagos Business School.
My name is Pastor Oluyemi Olamileko Andiola, the pastor of Glory Center Community Church, Ikorodu. I am also an engineer by profession, and I'm happy to be here.
All right, guys. My name is Paul Olumakide, head musicians of Glory Center Community Church, Ojodu, and I'm also a creative designer, the founder of Creative Mind Studios.
For a start, SOD School of Destiny, as it is an annual event that brings the sons of God together, and then we gather to seek the face of God.
My name is Omomi Elizabeth Folami. First time I ever heard about SOD, I was in school.
What school was that?
I was in University of Lagos, my penultimate year, and I saw
It's
the
not
flyer.
everybody that knows the meaning of penultimate.
Okay, the year before my final year. And I saw this flyer, I saw the guests, I saw Pastor Zach.
My first SOD was in 2020. That was at Camp Redemption Camp, where we had the lodge around the hall, And for me, SOD is that program where beyond being a retreat, is where I come to reflect on the previous year and set the coordinates for the next year.
I think the first time I heard of SOD, I think that was when I was about completing my studies in the university. The first SOD
Is it penultimate?
No, it's not. I know some people penultimate. That's now the reason why I said the year where I did finish school. So I think I was in Abuja when Pizza called her. Are you not coming for SOD? The next year I was waiting for Pizza to call me. Are you not coming for SOD again? The Holy Spirit just said, he just told me, he said, Sola, are you waiting for a special invitation? Like, I felt like a sinner, and then I repented, and then I came for SOD, and I was so blessed.
Personally, SOD sets the standard that I must not live below. Like that's it for me. And I think I've only missed one or two. But I've always been attending SOD right from the beginning, and it has been a huge blessing to me.
This year's SOD is for my 2025. It's like I'm planning for the year, for the next year. That's how it's always been. So that year's SOD, this year's SOD, for example, every year's SOD, I'm just getting stuff, writing things down, making decisions for the next year. That's how it is for me.
My first SOD was in 2015 at Faith Plaza. And then personally, beyond, prophecies that comes as a personal, encounter with God, there seems to be direction for us all as a church. And then we are also grateful when we have one-on-one prophecy, which I had then. I still hold on to them. That gives me direction.
There's always like a marker for like the next phase of my journey with God, because the conversations that we have, the impartations that we receive, especially those impartations, like meeting impartations, just being there and soaking up everything that is happening. For me, it has really, really propelled me into like a deeper walk with God, a more sincere walk with God.
Yeah, so for me, 2020 was the first SOD that I attended at Camp Den, the lodge, around the hall. Let me first say that I want to acknowledge one particular porridge. That was it. I remember one of those days where there was those, maybe it was a Friday, so I can't remember now, but of course I must give kudos to the team that made that happen. And also, that moment was very beautiful.
It was intense for me. The ability to sit under a teaching for 3 hours, and then you just feel light, and you're not coming to look for a thus saith the Lord per se. You're coming to be what's the word to be edified.
There is institutions that train you on how that you could execute what you have set out to do. But destiny, I think, is more complex than all of these things. So it just becomes necessary that you have a gathering where you are schooled for destiny. That you will be rewarded or punished if you don't execute well.
That's right.
You know, so I think this also puts a lot of weight on the gathering, on the meeting, because you are coming to learn how to execute your destiny.
I want to learn from you guys. How do you guys prepare for SOD? Like, do you do 40 days before?
Wow.
Dry. 100 days dry.
Wow.
Of course, preparing for SOD, I was having a conversation with Toby and I was saying that, okay, look, this year we have to, in previous years, usually we just come from the house, you know, and then we're discussing that now that we have our brothers and sisters at GCCC Lukpeju, we have to start thinking of, a lodge or how we could further make it easier for everyone. So we had set that in motion. Of course, there's also the part of you're trying to get your mind in tuned, the prayers, the expectations, like Paul was saying.
I think for me, I just set my heart, and then I set my heart right, and my heart keeps searching for God, where God is, what God is saying. Not because of my service, but naturally as a person, my heart is just waiting, where's God? And then my consecration I take my consecration quite seriously. And then, it's just natural to just do some certain things that would set your heart right. Like prayers, fastings. Those are just, by the way, but I just set my heart right.
Preparation for SOD has to be something we actually set on our calendar. We get the best out of SOD when we shut down distractions. We shut down noise and things that can not help us to get the best out of it.
I think largely for me personally, it's really about expectation of the heart. It's usually around that busy enjoyment period, at least before. Now it's before Christmas, but back then it used to be
immediately after Christmas,
then you have to, and you can't come for that kind of meeting.
We don't want 25th before.
Yeah.
We've done
there's
before
one
Christmas that we did that. We ate in church. It was even Big Shot that organized the Christmas parade.
Yeah. And so, because of the timing, you can't come for that kind of meeting with your heart in Christmas, or maybe, I did not travel, I did not do that kind of thing. So it's really about just, at least back then, just focusing and making sure that your heart is fully just expectant.
So in preparing for SOD this year, I have been trying to quickly rush up what God told me last year, so that when I appear this year, it doesn't meet some undone things on ground. And also, worship team, I'm also in the worship team, so we have been doing a lot in preparation for that. And personally as well, I think I've set some expectations for next year, which I believe God is going to meet. And also, don't tell anybody this. I've actually prepared 2 rooms for people that might be camping at my place too. So
no, I will tell everybody that so that everybody can.
So there is accommodation. So it's part of my preparation this year.
So you are a minister. You are in the planning committee. I want to hear from. Are you in any committee?
No.
Okay, I want to hear from.
We're not normal.
I want to hear from.
Yeah, no.
We that we are the masses. Let's hear from the masses' perspective. Wumi, how do you?
Okay, so how I prepare, I begin to gather my heart for SOD, because I know that if I just approach it, I tend to be busy with work. So if I just approach it like that, in the heat of that, I may lose out. So I try to build expectation. I try to put my heart in a good place, right? And I was going to say that I really try to conserve my energy towards time that it's time for SOD.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for media team. The media team in GC, they do a great work.
Wow.
The way they help,
Let's give them their flowers.
awesome.
High five.
Awesome. They are doing it. Because they help, like this expectation that we're talking about, they really help build the expectation. So even if SOD wasn't something great in your heart, for some reason,
Yeah.
SOD is not great. After all the way media team
Package.
SOD months
Lead
before,
you to SOD.
you when you now look that way, is that something I'm missing out on? Before time, just making sure you clear your mind, clear your schedule, and be thinking about it. I can even listen to do a timetable of past SOD.
Yeah, we do that. We do that in my
Messages.
team too. Past SODs, we
Past SODs,
listen
just
to all the
prior to the
messages
time.
again and then take note afresh.
Prior to
It's
that.
just help the heart to
Like this
focus,
was an
like
biblical
call
message,
back
no?
the heart.
The time between the sections are usually short, and those are times in which you can use to reflect and have some personal prayers to hear from God. So it's always important that we prepare in such a way that we can do well to just put off your phone throughout the event without bothering yourself about what is going to happen, because you are just in the presence of God.
At the services, I also arm myself, drinks, biscuits, things that can keep me in tune and awake and alive, right? So that I don't miss out on anything. I think one other key thing for me is really just where I sit and who I sit beside is also important for me.
Oh yes, it's very
To
important.
help my focus sometimes.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
If you sleep beside someone that is dozing,
Yeah, it
Abi
can
goes
make
on.
you start.
They always catch you.
It can make you start. And if I ever fall culprit of that, I just try to step outside, take some fresh air, come back. Because I know that everybody's mind is on that. So both from my end and for the other person's end, I just try to prepare.
I wouldn't miss SOD for anything, and it's just, I think it's clear. I need to get direction for the next year, And it's not just the typical hearing people reel out prophecies for the next year. So that's not even my own perspective. But what are the decisions you must take? How should you position yourself? How should you align yourself? How should you get into the next year? And sometimes these decisions are even transgenerational. If I get it right, it's not even just about the next year. It impacts my trajectory in life.
I cannot miss SOD. It's very pivotal. It's very important. Give me English. It's very
Important, game changing.
game changing. It's all the vocabulary that are synonyms to important.
Yeah.
And it's highly important that I'm in SOD. SOD is how I collect 2025.
Yeah.
So if I don't attend SOD, I won't get the blueprint to collect 2025.
For me, one of the things I look forward to in SOD is meeting other people from other branches.
Okay.
How that you meet people and you get their contact, you connect with them as the family grows is always something I look forward to. There was a day I was at Ibadan. I was going for an event and someone saw me and walked up to me and came with boldness to hug me. Apparently, I didn't know him because he's in another branch.
Oh, wow.
I said, I know you now. So I just quickly, in split seconds, I did like, yeah. So I told myself that I will be more deliberate about, because now we have to know people in other branches, get along with them, take pictures. So it's part of the things I'm coming. It's added to my one thing that I'm coming for.
There'll be so many people to care for, and I'm in sanitation department, so I know what it is to tend to a good number of people. To tend to
Give you your
people-
flowers.
To tend to people's requests. I usually also look forward to the community, the break time sessions, struggling for seats, especially with the students. Oh my God.
I'll come hours before. I will see Bible.
Yes, like
I say, did they sleep here?
exactly. Like, I
I'm
don't
so
know.
sorry.
I don't know what time
Sleep
they get to church really.
But you know, that's the beauty of it. Because see, for me, when I come to this session and then I see people outside, and then when I enter the room, I'll see a lot of people, students. It's the fact that in this generation, there are still people that are still passionate about God.
One thing, it means a lot of things. And then when we talk about one thing have I desire, so many things, and then, there are so many places from the scripture where one thing has been said, and then we are going to be hearing this word from great men of God who you can't predict where they are coming from. Peter can just tell you that one thing are you lacking. So why you are desiring one thing? If I tell you this one thing you lack, go and sell everything and give it to the poor. So honestly, really, I think we're all looking forward to that one thing.
Paul will say, I just desire one thing, that I may know him. And that kind of thing, that kind of attitude to life, and like I said, I don't know what God has put in Papi's heart, but I look forward to it because, I just know it's about cleansing, it's about refocusing.
I know that anybody that has been listening to Papi, then the recent progression of the messages, it appears like that one thing we are getting to a point where we are leaving all to follow the Lord.
But I want to hear what exactly God told him to tell us this SOD. Why did he choose one day? There are many topics. Topic plenty. But the topic is one. Why is the topic one thing? There's a reason for it. So I'm looking forward to the message itself. Not the messages. The message. Because there's one message. He will preach the messages, but the message is one thing.
This year's thing is connected to why we are here. Like maybe there is one thing that is required of us to do or something. But aside that, I think I'm having my own perspective from a personal view. Like maybe one thing that God wants to do in my life. That one thing that will just make my life just to I'm expectant.
I'm also looking forward to one thing. One thing have I desire. One thing have I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. So that's my I'm expecting a lot. I feel like this SOD is going to really pivot, be like a pivot for quite a number of people.
So I think in one sentence, if I'm meeting someone, and this is what I would tell them: do your life need a restart? Do you need a refreshment? I think you should not miss SOD. This is where you can get a restart.
So I'll just re-echo what I can't re-echo what I said.
It's locked.
Because I really feel that...
The thought is locked.
My brother, my sister...
Like four.
Yeah. Plan for SOD. Don't just attend SOD.
Okay, so I will just tell that person that life is tough. You can't afford to get into the next phase of your life without hearing from God. And SOD is that point where we meet the Lord.
Finally, my brethren, in case you didn't have destiny before, come for SOD and come and get destiny. In case you had destiny, you're not clear about it, come for SOD. You will be clear about your destiny.
There are benefits attached to being a child of God. And the one thing you don't want to live life without knowing is the benefits attached to you being a child of God. So when you come this SOD, we're going to learn all of those things to get together.
Isaac gave a hint that someone else might be ministering. I don't want to mention any names. But honestly, I'm looking forward to the other person or people. I don't know.
Personally, but I'm looking forward to, I don't know, Shao, but I just feel like I'm looking forward to Pastor Abike if she will minister. The fire!
My God.
Hey! Pastor Bike is Pastor Bike's husband. Pastor Bike.
If I bite your hand.
I hope we can see Mama D this year.
Oh wow.
I really hope so.
We're just talking about. I was just talking about
Powerful.
that. I think me and BC at home. We're just talking about if Mama D walks in, they have to announce.
Oh my God.
that everybody
Please
comport
don't
yourself.
jump down.
Comport yourself, everybody.
We have to have like
Because
protocol.
service will stop. Everybody will go and jump on her.
Even this setup, I'm still trying to imagine why you put me among the married men. I don't understand. And they are both pastors of branches. I don't know what I'm doing here.
It's
But
one thing that will tell you about what is next.
But SOD is always an interesting time.
There is one thing you should plan for. To come for one thing. SOD 2024.